I'm Ryan Studios, and I'm back with another video. And today, or yesterday, the new Rise of Skywalker final trailer has been released, and God, it is amazing. Now, I have seen this about 10 times now, so I've, got the big feel for it, and yeah, so we're just gonna go right into this trailer, starting with the first clip.
It's an instinct. A feeling.
So we first see in that and the first thing we see is just Rey training in the forest. Now we're not sure what planet it is on. And now you do see this again in the clip after this little scene here, but you do see her throw down a helmet that I believe might be a A-wing helmet. I'm not too sure. A-wing pilot helmet, excuse me. I'm not 100% too sure. But then you do see a very nice transfer between her jumping from the forest to the, which might be the inside of the Death Star. I'm not 100% sure. It did seem like it was the Death Star, and it did call back to the Force Awakens when she is inside a Star Destroyer scavenging just parts for, what's his name? I don't remember his name. So, yeah, that's it for this. Now let's go back to the trailer.
The Force brought us together. We're not alone. Good people will fight if we lead them.
So in that little scene there, you kind of see a bit of the Resistance. Now, it has grown since the end of The Last Jedi, where it left off with like 10 members, which I think J.J. Abrams kind of redid, and I do like that. You do get to see a look at Kelly Marie Tran's Rose character, which I hope is not kind of a poorly written character like in the last movie. You also see a new character. We're not too sure what the name is, but it is played by Dominic Monaghan from the Lord of the Rings trilogy. You also see Finn, Chewbacca, and Poe together, and there's the Y-Wing. You also see the Tantive 4, which is from the first Star Wars, like the first made Star Wars movie, which is really cool. It's just a big callback. So that is really amazing. You also see kind of like almost like a cantina, and you can point out Lando in the cantina, which, now let's go back to the next part here.
People keep telling me they know me. No one does.
But I do.
Long have I waited. And now you're coming together.
So we hear Palpatine talk, which is amazing, other than him saying, other than him just cackling in general. Now, you do so we see a throne, which I'll get into a bit later, but you also see a new planet. It's like a kind of a crystal thing. Now, I think what the importance of this crystal kind of cave is that I think Rey, this might appear in like the beginning of the movie, and now Rey has had her broken Luke Skywalker lightsaber for a little bit now, and I think what happens is she's going to try to find a kyber crystal because the kyber crystal was cracked in half, and I think that's what is probably going to happen. She's going to try to find a kyber crystal so that her lightsaber is fine when she's like training and stuff. And so we also see a bunch of ships. We see the First Order the First Order and Resistance fleet. Now the Resistance fleet has grown. It is enormous. You could see so many different ships. You could see the U-wing. You could see the Ghost. You could see actually a Separatist capital ship, which is really crazy. Because if you think about it, the Separatists and the Rebellion are basically the same exact thing. There's not really any difference, except, there is a difference, but it's not like that big. So now let's get to the next huge part of the trailer.
Is your undoing.
What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir, at my friends.
So in that sob fest of a clip, you do see 3PO saying that he's going to take his one last look at all of his friends. Now I'm thinking what is going to happen is he's going to have to wipe his memory or just search for something, or he's going to sacrifice himself, maybe not physically, but probably like, you know, just memory wise, I guess, into order to like maybe find out information on Palpatine. And yeah, so C-3PO might not stay for the long run, which, you know, like, he's part of the Skywalkers. He's a main figure in it, even though he could kind of be annoying and kind of cocky at sometimes. Now, you also do get to see Zori Bliss, and also that's really one of the main things. You also see Rey and Kylo Ren fight. I didn't mention that last time, but you do see them fight on the Death Star, I presume, which is it's an amazing shot. It's like just imagery wise, it's just beautiful. So can't wait to see that in the big screen.
Confronting fear is the destiny of a Jedi. Your destiny.
So we see a little bit of Lando and the speeder chase on Pisana, which looks really, really cool. Actually, I'm not going to lie, that looks amazing. You also hear Luke saying that fear is what kind of drives the Jedi. They, like, in a good way, they use it to kind of control themselves, and they're supposed to, like, fight it and everything. So now let's get to the main and biggest part of the clip. So guys, let's get on with it. We also see an amazing shot with Finn shooting a stormtrooper in a hallway and then him jumping over it, and I thought that was pretty cool. I can't wait to see that in the movie as well.
The Force will be with you.
Always.
So we get to see many amazing more shots. Now, one of the most prominent ones that I thought just stood out the most was not Palpatine sitting in his floating throne like MODOK, approaching Rey very slowly, but that you can see, at least it seems to be, that Rey and Kylo Ren are fighting in Cloud City. At least the kind of designs on like the walls and everything just seem like Cloud City, and also you see them with a there's like a statue to the next to Kylo Ren, not the one that they're destroying, but there's like I guess like a little display or whatever, and it looks like kind of Cloud City. Now, it doesn't look accurate to Cloud City, but it does look like Cloud City, and it might have changed in the past 20 years. Also, you do see some clips, you see them running on the Resistance, or at least a part of the Resistance, running on top of a Star Destroyer, like in a big battle. So now we do know that the big battle takes place on or above or like between the fight on the Death Star, which I think looks amazing, just 100% amazing. And then you see Finn running up and saying Rey, like he always does. There's just so many different things. Now, just all in all, trailer 11 out of 10, most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Now I'm already more anticipated for this than I was for Endgame, but I still loved Endgame, guys. I still love Endgame. But that like also debunks a couple theories. Maybe I don't think they're gonna be able to, but so a bunch of people were talking. They're like, oh, there might be like a Stormtrooper rebellion. Now I'm pretty sure that might not happen, considering the fact that Stormtroopers like are still kind of fighting and everything, and the Resistance and everything, and I just don't feel like they could include that in a 2.5 hour movie, which now the runtime was confirmed to be 2 hours and 35 or 2 minutes. I'm not too sure. So that's a pretty long movie, very similar to Endgame, which like one of the big grand finales. Of course, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is not over after Endgame. Now, there's a few things that we didn't see, which I'm very happy we didn't see in the trailer. Now, we didn't see we saw Palpatine, but they could have edited that. It's like there's a possibility that 100% of everything we see in this trailer is fake. We have no idea. Like, I learned from as a Marvel fan, they're like, if it's possible, it's 100% possible that they could have been just screwing us over and just not showing anything from the actual movie. You never know, this title may be fake, and they revealed it the day the movie comes out. We're probably not going to happen, but you never know. With Disney and everything now, we didn't see any of Darkseid Ray at all, which might mean that it might be a vision. Same with, or not the same with, but you do not really see the Knights of Ren at all. Now they are confirmed to be in the movie, so you don't have to worry about that. They're confirmed by the merchandising and also the trailers as well, and just some Vanity Fair pictures. So we didn't see any of them, which, you know, I really think this movie is going to be very, very long, and it is going to be very, very long, but it's going to be an amazing movie. So now this is the final trailer. Now there's going to be like 100 TV spots that come in and out, so I'm not going to do any videos on those because that's kind of pointless. But unless it's like something super prominent, like it's like the Darkseid Ray or something like that. So that is what is going on with Star Wars. Very excited for that. Mandalorian, Jedi Fallen Order, Clone Wars, Battlefront 2 update tomorrow, actually, or at least the 23rd one. The trailer. No, yeah, the 23rd. I'm making this video on the 22nd. The trailer came out late on the 21st. So yeah, that is it for this, guys. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I will see you with more Rise of Skywalker content coming soon. Goodbye.
What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir, at my friends.
Confronting fear. It's the destiny of a Jedi. Your destiny